Hello, Scorpios. It's Abundant Lei 118. Welcome into my channel. I hope you've had a wonderful, fabulous, miraculous day today. I wanted to come in and do a collective energy read. Just get us all started. And this is my first one for just a Scorpio, so I'm super excited. Got my protection mist here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I gotta move this thing sometimes just to get it to spray. There we go. Alright. As always, it smells so fabulous and wonderful. And let me go ahead and shuffle. Oh, so I am going to be doing just a general read today. I'm using the Rhetoric traditional deck just to get us started. I'm thinking of doing like money and love and other things on here, but we shall see. We shall see. Actually, I already know I am, because I love doing career readings. I feel like there is just not enough career readings. There's so many love readings on social media because everyone's concerned with love. I'm not gonna act like I'm not. I love readings too. But I am someone who cares more about like the career aspects and just general life stuff, because I feel like we have so much stuff going on in our general lives, and I would rather know about that than necessarily about love, because if I'm consumed with love 90% of the time, I mean, there's so many other things I could be doing with my time and my energy. And I'm optimistic for love, but I also want to be conscious of what else is going on in my life, because you know what? Those things can impact the way I act and feel and react in relationships in general, but especially my love relationships. And so I care very deeply about that. And I want to be able to give Scorpios just a little help with career. I think we've all been going through some different things recently when it comes to like our finances. So I'm doing much better than others, and that's okay. And I want to dedicate some time and energy into that. So I think I'm going to do 3 readings a week for Scorpios. Oh, another card came out. Anyways, 3 readings a week for Scorpios, focusing on 1 just like our general energy, 1 our love energy, and then 1 our career energy. I did have 3 cards fall out. So I'm gonna pull 3 more cards because I like to do it like that, and then go from there. So, I already see 9 of Wands at the bottom. So let me put these cards here. Now I'm probably gonna end up moving it, because this is why I normally don't end up on screen, is because when I'm trying to get the cards to show, they don't always fit. So I want to be able to show the cards, because I obviously want you guys to see what we're having here. But I think that might work. It might be able to get it in there. I might have to move and wiggle just a little bit, but I still want you guys to see me, because hello, my Scorpios. I love you guys. So let's do our 3 extra cards, and these will be our clarifiers for the cards that we have. And as I already mentioned, we do have the 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is about perseverance, about taking that last stand, pushing it one final time through something. This is fire energy, so it's something that you're dealing with your passions, with your drive, with your motivation. It's just energy that it's energy, right? So this is more of like, Wands deal with more of that like physical energy, right? It's not like earth, where it's like that practical energy, something tangible that you hold in your hand. This is like actual exertion of energy. Fire is that type of element. So when it comes to whatever is going on in our lives, and I'm kind of looking at it and seeing it, we have 2 fire cards so far. there's something to do with the way that we're feeling at this time, in terms of feeling like we're at the final point. I do also believe very highly in numerology. And for me, number 9 is about the completion of something, right? 10 is actually not completion. 10 turns back into 1. The numbers typically go 1 through 9, and then we have 11, 22, 33, and on and so on. But primarily the numbers end in 9, and so 9 is actually the number of endings, of completion. And so something is coming to an end, something that has been strenuous for you, right? When we see this card, the person on this card looks like this person they have done everything in their power to make something happen, and now they're at that final point where it's like, oh, I just have to get past this day. I just have to get past this week. I just have to get past this month, and then I'm done with all of this, right? And that's kind of the energy I'm getting off of this card, is that there is a need for you just to get through whatever this is, and you will be successful. And then I'm going to also pull the card from the top to be our clarifier for the card at the bottom. And we have the Page of Cups. So this could be something that has been very emotional for you. Pages speak to communication. So could this be love? Yes, right? But it also can deal with your feelings. It can also deal with your creativity. So maybe you're in the process of establishing some type of creative new venture for yourself, and maybe that's exactly what it is. If you're an entrepreneur, because I'm hearing this directly from my entrepreneurs, if you're creating something new and you're now in that talking phase, so you're mixing and mingling with the right people, you're sharing your feelings on things, and you're just, right now you guys are just like brain swapping, right? You're just getting everything out of your head and documenting it all. Whatever is being documented, it's at the final stages. So you're going to get ready to, after this communication, this is the final part, right? Now it's like, okay, we are done with all this communication. We're done with making all these things happen. Now we're going to actually be able to do something practical with it, because we're at that final point of where whatever this creative venture was or is, that we can finally, move on to the next thing. If this is in terms to love, because I actually have the High Priestess, and the Death under here. So I'm loving that. So we have the High Priestess and the Death card underneath that. So it is telling me this is something that may have to do more with your spirituality. But like I said, if this is relationships, whatever this is transforming, right? You've gotten some type of knowledge, some higher knowledge that you've obtained recently, and that is what's causing this huge transformation within you. So it's like you've found the records that you needed, you found the documentation, and it's all from like a spiritual base, right? It also can deal with sometimes like some things that have been hidden from you. So whatever has been hidden from you has now come up into your psyche, right? It may not be out in the, everyone may not know it type of thing, but it's, you have a better understanding, a better inner knowing of it. And that is helping you develop and transform and kind of end out anything that should have been ended already. So I'm kind of feeling like there may have been something that should have ended that you didn't necessarily end, but this is a double down on that thing is ending, okay? And these are both water energies, because this is Scorpio and Pisces, okay? Or I'm sorry, Scorpio and the moon, which the moon is correlated to Cancer, but it's also correlated to Pisces. So a lot of the water energies are here representing. So this definitely could be something to do with your emotions, to deal with the different stages. So maybe you won't see the fruition of this until Scorpio season completely. But as I kind of said before, where I was saying, it's just a few more weeks. Scorpio season, it starts next week. So it may just be, these are the final days of this, whatever this is that has been emotionally draining on you, or emotionally just making you feel like, I'm so ready to stop talking about this, right? That's even how I'm feeling right now, where I'm talking like, I just want to be done talking about this. So if that's exactly the energy you've been feeling, it is coming to an end, okay? It will be done very, very soon, okay, guys? All right, first card up, we actually have the Seven of Cups, Scorpio. So we have a lot of things, and this is a Scorpio energy. This is Venus and Scorpio, and it's a card that deals with, there's a lot of things that you think about something, and now you're having to kind of pick apart your thoughts and bring it into the tangible world, right? This is dreamy energy, right? And if we think about the Venus, right? Venus is, it can be practical, but it can also be knowledge, right? Because she deals with Libra, who is more about like balance and scale and equality, but also it's this very mentally taxing type of zodiac sign, right? So Libras are very fair in general, but they're very like, they don't want to pick sides. They want to be right in the middle. And so I feel like that sometimes when we're in that Venus and Scorpio energy, we have options in front of us, but nothing seems good, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to be the bad guy, but I also don't want to, you know, I don't want to give up on something or just accept something because it's present, right? I feel like you see that you always have a lot of options, and I think a lot of times you're way more in your head than you need to be. And I'm saying this as a Scorpio Venus natal sun person, okay? So I have a lot of placements in Scorpio, and I can say for a fact that sometimes being a Scorpio Venus, the idea of love is more attractive than actually doing it, okay? Just because sometimes what I feel that love should be like doesn't necessarily correlate in real relationships, okay? And so sometimes I have to get more dreamy in the way that I think of love, and then sometimes it makes me feel like I'm daydreaming too much, right? I'm too much in my head, I'm too much in my fantasy, and so the person in front of me becomes, you know, they're not what I want, what I saw them as, because the way I was seeing them may have been more fantasy than it was real. Now, please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying that Scorpio Venuses are like Delulu or anything like that. We can definitely be Delulu, but I definitely think it's more of a positive thing where it's like we more are focusing that energy within ourselves, right? Of the ideal things we'd like to see in a partner. And I've kind of talked on the Seven of Cups before on my page about how I don't see any of the cups as negative things. I see all the options there as something positive. Like I say, the dragon is your courage and your bravery. The snake is about good health and things. So I feel like it's like you're making a list and checking it twice, okay? It's Christmas reference, right? But you're making a list of all the things you want to see coming forward in your life, and you're just really sitting in your thoughts and allowing yourself to get creative and get imaginative. And I think it's more of a positive thing here. I don't see it as a negative. I actually see it as a really good thing. You are making sure that whatever you're trying to attract into your life, that you are putting out things that you genuinely want. I was actually giving my son a book before I started this reading, because I wanted him to read more, and I want him to read books that that have more challenging concepts to them to help him expand his thinking. And this is the book I was actually having him read, which is At Your Command. And the reason I want to highlight this is because in the beginning of the book, there's a letter from Neville Goddard, Uncle Nev, as me and my friends like to call him. And here's what he says. This book contains the very essence of the principle of expression. Had I cared to, I could have expanded it into a book of several hundred pages, but such expansion would have defeated the purpose of this book. Commands to be effective must be short and to the point. The greatest command ever recorded is found in the few simple words, and God said, "Let there be light." Okay, so that is something that is very powerful, and I always know everything that happens in my practical life also affects my spiritual, career base that I've chosen. Sorry if you hear my puppy Pawpaw over there, he's trying to sleep. But I see it as there are tasks and things that you would like to accomplish in your life, and so you're making these lists for yourself to be able to be successful at these things. And in order to get what you want, you have to command it. And so commandments shouldn't be 300-page letters. They should be simple, to the point, and exactly what you want. But you first have to be clear on what you want. And so I feel like right now you're at a time where you are, putting everything down on the list, and then you're going to go through and fine tooth comb it. And then you'll be able to take an action. So I feel like right now, and actually technically this is in the past placement, so I would say in the past. So maybe over this Libra season, or even over the past few seasons that you've experienced, Scorpios, this is where you've been. We also currently have Venus in Scorpio, if I'm not mistaken. So this energy is definitely greatly influencing the way that you're thinking and moving around as Scorpios, right? It's also anytime Scorpio is in Venus. I always say it's Venus in her sultry stage, right? This is Venus when she knows she's got power. She knows that she is super attractive. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants. And now she's getting more crystal clear, more practical about it. And she's commanding and demanding it out of people, right? Venus in her natural state, which would be the opposite of Scorpio, which will be Taurus, is a lot more, practical. She wants to work things out. She wants something stable and sturdy. When she's in this energy, she likes that same stable, sturdy energy, but she's definitely using her feminine powers to get what she wants, because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. That is that dark feminine side. So it means that Venus is tapping into the other aspects of who she is. She's not just the pretty woman who sits on the throne. She's so much more than that. She's also a fighter and a warrior when she needs to be. She stands on business when she has to. And I think this is where that energy comes in to show, like, Venus is stepping into that part of yourself, Scorpio, where you are showing up and demanding and speaking out clearly what you want and what you don't want. And yes, sometimes I feel like we can be a little wordy, but I also feel like we are learning at this time how to get clear on what we want. But first we have to go into our minds and kind of look at all the things that are available to us. And I think this is that. It's giving you that permission. It's giving you permission to see all the things that are available to you and say, yes, these are things that I want. These are things that I desire. And I'm going to claim these things for myself. Okay. To clarify that card, Scorpio, we got the Ace of Cups. Okay, my babies. So look at what is going on. We are thriving in our self-love. We are thriving in creativity. We are thriving. What did I just say? We have so much in front of us, and we know that the perfect thing that we need is going to almost like divinely be handed to us. So yes, we pull out everything that we want and everything that we desire, and the universe is giving it to us, right? It's literally holding it out, and it comes in overflow. It comes in abundance. It comes in with so much. And you know what? I'm also seeing like tears, but tears of joy, Scorpio. These are happy tears that we're expressing because everything that we've asked for in life is being handed directly to us. The universe is saying yes. This is that yes that we're waiting on. Literally, right? This one is a no, and we're getting a confirmation of yes. The universe is like, everything that you want, yes. Whatever it is, yes. Right? But it first took us taking the time to get clear on it, to put down exactly what we wanted, to command it of the universe. I desire this. This is the outcome I want to see for myself. And because we know what we want, and we're able to be plain and simple about exactly what it is, right? Let there be light. Let my finances multiply. Let my relationship flourish. Right? We're commanding, let the promotion be mine. Just getting so clear, so direct, and just claiming things for ourselves. I am so grateful for the promotion that I have. I love seeing my bank account with so many extra zeros behind those digits, right? I love hearing the ching sound of my Cash App, right? It's things like that. It's just declaring and claiming it, right? I'm happy that I get to wake up and see my beautiful partner's face every day. You start to find the joys. You start to find the things that lift you up and inspire you just because you know what you're asking for. And so instead of you limiting yourself, you let the universe, right? There's so many ways these things can come in for us. So many ways. And so then now you move out the way and let the universe show up. And the universe does. The universe says yes. An ace is always beautiful because the ace is always that yes that we're waiting for. It's that confirmation that the universe heard our prayers, and then here it is, the gift that you wanted. And it's also the universe saying, you have a lot of things. Here's the first one. And then here's the next one. And then here's the next one. And they're just going to keep coming in because, like I said, you can see it, it's an overflow. If this is love, right? because I have to touch it, and I have to touch it because we have so much emotion at this time. If this is love, and that's what you've been looking for, Scorpios, right? It is definitely coming. You're getting a confirmation that the love is coming. But I think it first started with self-love. And that's one of those things that I have about the nines, where the nines are about you accomplishing it for yourself. And then when you get to that 10, which then technically transfers over into a 1, is when you now can express it out with others, right? That's why you're in the overflow. When you get the ace, you're in overflow. You have so much to give, right? So when it comes to emotions, right? It comes to your emotions, you're at a 7, which is a spiritual number. So it's like you're waking up to the connections that you have with source, and that's what's helping you get crystal clear. And then source comes in, and it's like you're finally listening. Now I can pour onto you. Okay, so because you listen now, you can have the same love reciprocated out of you back into someone else, because you've been listening. So now I can overflood you with all this love, and now that person that you're dreaming of will be attracted to you. And it won't have to be this tedious task anymore, right? It won't be this tedious task. It will start with a conversation. It will start with communication. Sorry, I think it's more like this, right? It'll start with communication and conversation. Yeah, you looking for your glasses? So it's going to start with simple things, just a simple conversation. And that conversation is going to lead to so much more. All right. Our next energy that we have here, Scorpios, is the Knight of Wands. Okay. I know a lot of people have a bad rep of the Knight of Wands. This is our in and out knight. He is swift and quick. He comes in with passion, gets your motor running, and then he's gone again, right? I'm not getting necessarily that this is a person that comes and goes out of your life. Could it be? Absolutely. You would know better than I would. But I'm more getting knights represent energy. Knights represent movement, emotion, and action, okay? I also very strongly believe, and if you know me, you know that I believe this, horses represent divine movement, right? This is spirit taking the lead, right? It is, I always say, it's that story where the times when you're saying, Spirit, are you carrying me through this storm? Or where are your footprints, Spirit? And Spirit is carrying you through the storm. That's how I see the knights. Or any cards that have horses, the sun, the death, any of the cards where you see horses, that horse is there saying that Spirit is carrying you through something that you may not even realize. So this is, again, we got a lot of fire and water here. So I'm seeing it be that Spirit is moving you toward your passions, towards things that inspire you. This is also probably why you're at that last stance, is because in your current station that you are now, you've moved past this more emotional side, and now you're ready to take action. So now is the time that you're taking the action to do what you need to do, to make decisions that need to be, decided upon, and to get where you want to go in life, right? I'm asking you to be courageous. I'm asking you to trust in what you're doing. Know that where you're moving is where you're supposed to be moving, and just go with that. Let the universe lead you. Let yourself flow and move and grow, and don't second guess yourself. Don't judge yourself too harshly. This energy, again, is a very fast thing. So these changes are swiftly happening. This is going from the thinking and the talking phase, right? This is a talking phase here. That's communication. This is just us having a conversation. So now the action is happening. Some movement is happening. And this is not the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. This is not, oh, we're still up here contemplating. This is, all right, let's go. Horse is ready to go. Horse is taking off, and we're just charging into it. We're charging into it excited, right? The branch in his hand, right? The wand in his hand is full of growth. If you can see it, there are literally sprouts of leaves here, meaning there's life in his hand. Meaning that what you want is growing, and it's going to start growing rapidly. It's going to sprout, and it's not just sprouting in one area. You look at the multiple facets in which it's sprouting out. I see at least five different areas in which what your passions are, what your dreams are sprouting out and growing. Okay, so even if you felt like something was not, working to your benefit, right? Because like holding a stick, right? That stick is broken off of the tree. You think that it's not living anymore, but clearly it's still alive. It's still growing. It's still flourishing because you are able to create that within the palm of your hands. You are able to nourish this branch in the way that it needs to. So now it has sprouted its own life, even though it's taken from its roots. Okay. So that's just telling me that you have so much power in your hands. And the universe is literally taking you on this journey in which you're able to truly show up in the ways that you need to and accomplish the things that you want to accomplish for yourself, right? It doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter if the land around you has seemed barren and boring. You are charging ahead, even with whatever you have, even if it's just the clothes on your back. You're taking what you have and you're confident that this is going to be the next beautiful journey that you need to take in life, and it's going to be successful for you. Okay, let's see. I wish I was making this up. I'm going to have to cover it up because I forgot to draw on here. Some of the cards I have drawn on, other ones I have not. Did I not just talk about the cards that are correlated with this energy of spirit moving you? And we get the sun, fire with fire, water with water. I can't make it up. This is Leo energy as well, okay? It's the sun energy. So it's, I'm sorry. This just got me so excited, guys. We have sunflowers blooming in the background, which talks about being plentiful and being able to whatever you're doing, you can plant one thing is able to multiply and create so many other avenues and ventures for you. Okay, that's the benefits of sunflowers, right? That's what they do. We have a horse here, a horse underneath a horse card, which speaks to more action, more movement, and then joyfulness and happiness and just feeling so good about what you're doing. Like you are full of joy because everything that you're wanting to accomplish is being accomplished. It's moving in the ways that you wanted to move. It's showing up in the ways that you wanted to show up. And the divine is presently here with you. So it doesn't matter if you're as small, if you feel as small as a babe or as mighty as a knight. It doesn't matter who you are and how you show up in the practical world. Spirit is with you. Spirit is leading you, and Spirit is putting you in places where what you have is plentiful enough. Everything that you desire is happening. It's about remaining that optimism because you are reaching success. It's right on the card. You're getting the success that you've asked for. Everything that you're asked for in this previous season, the Spirit said yes. This is another yes card. Spirit has said yes to you. Spirit has given you permission, and Spirit is taking you on the journey. It's not just Spirit said yes and it's like, oh, Spirit said yes, great. No. Spirit said yes, and then Spirit said, okay, now let me take you there. Not only am I giving you the confirmation that it's yours, but I'm also going to put you in the motion to make it happen. So what are you asking for, Scorpios? Because whatever you're asking for, it is coming. So if it is love, it is coming, and it's going to come in fast. It is going to come in fast. It is going to come in with urgency, and you're going to feel amazing. It is coming very, very soon, and I'm just so excited. We got a yes card here. Oh my goodness. So our final card is the 9 of Pentacles. So you are creating for yourself luxury. Okay? You are, again, extremely successful, and successful by your own means, by your own practical means. This is Venus in Virgo energy. So I did just speak to this Venus energy because we are Venus in Scorpio right now. So now it's more of you're allowing your Venus to help you be practical, right? Venus in Scorpio dives you deep into your emotions. Venus in Virgo is pulling out that practical side of you. It's allowing you to show up in your most logical self, right? Your most determined. Like Virgos are some of the hardest working people if you've ever seen one. Okay, think of Beyonce, think of Michael Jackson. These are people who come out and they know how to perform, and because they perform so well and they show up so well, that's why they see so much success for themselves. What you looking for, baby? Oh, the book? Which one? The smaller one? There you go. So you are able to really shine through. Okay, you are plentiful. What you are someone who not only whatever you've been thinking about, has it been something that is amazing towards what you want to achieve in what you desire to accomplish, but not only do you actually actively accomplish these things, but you do so and it becomes something that whatever seeds you planted flourish so much for you. This is future energy, right? This is the placement of what's coming, what's to come, right? We have seen our past. We are in our present where spirit is moving us. God is taking you where you need to go. And in this next season is when you're going to actually see this. Ultimately, I would say you may truly finally see the financial like abundance come through by Virgo season. Or at least if not Virgo season, by if Venus in Virgo is coming up, I'd have to look. I need to check the astrology, but either you're going to see it by Virgo season or by the next time Venus is in Virgo. Okay, that's when you'll start to see the money start moneying. Okay, as I like to say, you're going to see things coming into fruition. We have 2 9s in this reading already. So that is a double down on that. That whatever was that financial block for you, it is moving out of the way. Okay, whatever was holding you back, whatever was causing you to be overwhelmed and stressed out in this energy where you were, this is, remember, bottom of the deck is always things in the background that you cannot see, that you don't realize is there. So maybe you had pressure on yourself about, will I ever do this? Will I ever be successful? Will I ever accomplish my goals? Is this really going to happen for me? Maybe you were starting to feel like you should give up, right? Because this is that card of like, I got one more try in me and then I'm going to give up. Well, I'm telling you, if you take this one last try and you keep your faith, let's say you've been fighting for this. And it's that one last, okay, I'm just going to give it one last go. You're going to be successful because you haven't given up. You've been fighting it. It's that image of like the guy digging for gold or diamonds and he's right there. And because he's been digging so long, he's like, oh, I'm just burnt out. And here's a person that's coming up after him that's more enthusiastic and excited. And that person, because they didn't let themselves lose momentum, they're going to actually get the rewards that you were so close to getting, but you gave up, right? So I want you to stay inspired, Scorpio. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up. If there's a dream job that you want, get clear about it. Write it out. So if you haven't done this already, then know that this is the projection for what is to come, which means you have time to do it. But if you're in the midst of this, if this has already started and you've already seen the momentum, then babe, you are on the right path. Do not dare give up on yourself. You are right where you need to be. And I want you to stay motivated and I want you to stay excited and I want you to find those things that help you be inspired, right? With this horse energy here, I know that there is something there that is motivating you because we have this fire right in the middle. This fire is right here in the middle telling you to stay motivated, stay optimistic. Maybe you have people around you that are not as motivated as you, right? Maybe they're tired of hearing about it because I kind of spoke to that. Like somebody is winded. They don't want to hear, I don't want to hear about it anymore, right? So maybe you don't have the right motivation in your life. Find new people to be around. Find new circles. Step outside of the circles that you have where you're not talking to enough people. And that's really what I feel like it is you're not talking to enough people who have similar goals and aspirations as you. So that means that you don't have people motivating you to do your best, to show up in your best, to push you. I realized when one of my struggles, I was trying to get on YouTube for years. I actually started a YouTube channel back in like 2015 and I just stopped. I just randomly just was like, I don't even want to do it anymore. And I look at it and say, had you never given up on yourself, how successful could you be today? Right? And instead of me judging myself for it and not being like, oh, why didn't you just keep going? Instead I look at myself and I say, I needed the right people around me to stay motivated. My circle now that I love, bits and pieces, are full of men and women who have similar aspirations as me. We are not the same. None of us are exactly the same, but we have similarities. We read books. We read Neville Goddard, okay? We read Abraham Hicks. We read Don Miguel Ruiz. We are reading and challenging our thinking, okay? We are constantly reading books. We read books every single month. And that, because we are continuously feeding our mind with more knowledge, with thoughts that are beyond ourselves, and gathering new perspectives on life, it is changing so much about the way that we are showing up for ourselves, the way we're showing up for our businesses, and how we're showing up in our relationships to each other. We motivate each other. We challenge each other to do the things that we see each other's struggles. And instead of letting us just struggle and fall off, we hold each other accountable. And I know with the Nine of Pentacles, it's about doing it for yourself. You are doing it for yourself. Doing it for yourself does not mean that you don't have people that are there motivating you. Do not forget the bird there. If you notice, almost every single card where there's a person, there's some type of animal with them. There's some type of animal with them that is the motivator, that's talking to them, that's speaking to them, that's helping them be successful. Now, I'm not saying every single card does. I was looking to see how many I can see on here, but definitely like the Knights, the Sun card has the horses, Death has a horse as well. In the Page of Cups, we have the fish there, which also can speak to fertility, which is, not just babies. It can be babies, but it's more about your creative abilities, and, how can you create more through yourself, through, the things like through your creative ventures, right? It doesn't have to just be children, but it could be. But you are going to be able to show up for yourself. You're going to be able to show up for yourself more when you have the right motivation behind you, when you have the right people speaking in your ears. And especially with this card, with the bird being right there by her head, who is speaking life into you? Who is inspiring you? Let them keep inspiring you. There's people who want to be there for you. There's people who want to show up for you. There's people who want to support you. Let them show you. Let them be there. Let them support you. Don't move away from the people who truly care about you. And also don't get stuck on people who show fake love towards you. Don't allow that to deter you just because you haven't found the right circle yet. Know that that circle is coming. Put that on your list. Put that on your list. If you want better partnerships, put it on your list and watch the universe give it to you, okay? Look at that. We got a second night, and this is the fastest night. So like I said, this success is coming in fast. It's coming fast. You're not going to have to think about this. Not long. It's coming very swiftly. This is action, and this is divine action. This is your ancestors. This is your guides. These are your good friends speaking that good-ish in your ear, okay, Scorpio? And this is the divine rushing in to give you everything that you've asked for, because you're listening to wise counsel. And Spirit loves for you to have wise counsel, because wise counsel just means people who are being led themselves by divinely wise counsel, meaning they're listening to their answers. They're building a circle around themselves to support themselves. And so then now you're also being reinforced with that same energy, that same passion, that same drive. And Spirit is using them because they are good listeners. And not just good listeners, but they show up as well. They are going to come through with it. They're not just listening to the words, they're taking the action. And that's why this energy is here for you. Whatever seeds you've planted are coming. They're about to just take off. Look at the wind pushing through. That's how fast he's going. He's going so fast that it's literally shaking the trees behind him, because it's coming in swift. It's coming in with passion. It's coming in with drive. And it's crystal clear because the sword of truth is there. It is clear as day. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about it. It's coming to you. It's coming directly to your front door. It's clear, direct, and to the point. And I just talked to you guys about at your command. Right? Whatever you've commanded and asked for, it's coming at your command because you got clear about what you wanted. You stopped letting yourself kind of be distracted in the way that you ask for things. Instead, you ask for exactly what you want, the way you wanted it, and the universe is going to give it to you. Ooh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So let's see. I think I'm going to do the Heart's Hidden Secrets. And this is just some additional motivation for us Scorpios. So let's see what Spirit has to say as some additional motivation. This energy was amazing. I hope you guys liked this reading. I am very excited about it as I am a Scorpio. So I am receiving this message for myself. Because don't get it twisted, guys. I like to receive the same energies you do. And when these messages come out, I like to take the lessons from them. I like to, whatever it is I'm getting from it. Oh, no, what did I do? I don't know what just happened with the shuffle, but it did not shuffle well. So I'm going to shuffle one more time because that one was not the way I wanted it to go. It did not, there we go. It did not move. It got stuck on itself. But let's just see what comes out here. And let's see. I'm going to get a good shuffle here. And I'm going to pull a card. So one more time. And booyah. Obscurity. Ooh. Secrets. Mysteries. Concealing. So Scorpios, maybe this that's coming in is something that you can't see right now. Yeah. Bottom of the deck is breaking point. So maybe it's something that you can't see right now. And maybe that's why you feel like, kind of like how I spoke to, oh, this is so perfect. Come on, Spirit. Ting, ting, ting. I love it. I spoke here about there's something where like you're right at the point of reaching the gold or the goal. And you just have to go a little bit longer. And then you get exactly what you've been asking for. But you're feeling so like, oh, I'm just so tired. I don't want to keep doing it, right? And so it's like the universe is at that breaking point of like, hey, this is exactly, oh yes, oh my goodness, guys, chemistry. What did I just say? That thing, that energy that's right there. It's like you're so close, right? The way I saw it, as soon as I saw it, the spark on this card was the same as if, you know how like you would be digging in a mine and you accidentally spark some coal, or what is that stuff called? Not coal, but oh, what is it? I know exactly what it is, and my brain is not trying to tell me what it is, but it's like it's something that ignites things, right? So it's like you accidentally spark it and boom, 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 boom. Like that's what I was seeing in my head. It's like just it ignites something in the air and blows up like the cavern just starts to shake. You're like, oh no, what happened? And you look in front of you and whatever you hit sparked something and it just blew open a whole section of the cavern, and the cavern is full of gold and diamonds and jewels. Meaning like that explosion where you would have had to manually dig all of this stuff out of the ground, the explosion did the work for you. The explosion, yes, like you were terrified and it was like, oh, what was that? Chaos. But where you were, it didn't spark anything on the side where you were, meaning you were safe and secure the whole time. You didn't have to worry about things falling on you or anything like that. But if you couldn't see what was there. You couldn't see that the cavern was full of, diamonds and stuff. You couldn't see what was in that ground until you hit that breaking point and just hit the, like you just almost like you hit the ground. Like, so you've been digging and digging and digging this whole time, and you've done the work. You've done the work you needed to get to this point. That's why I said you were digging and digging and digging, and you just happened to hit something. And by accidentally hitting that thing because you reached your breaking point, you were frustrated and you're like, oh, this is it. And you just hit down. It sent a shot through that cavern that you were going into, where you would have had to manually do all of this work to get all this stuff that you need. That one little spark, oh my gosh, that one little spark, that one little thing that was you like, I can't do this. I won't do this anymore. I'm just like, oh, but you're still there. You didn't give up, but you were so close. Like, I'm this close. It's that thing of like, I am this close to something, right? Like, you were that close to being like, I'm not doing this anymore, Scorpio. But that was the moment. That moment was that moment that Spirit was waiting for, to see, like, are you going to truly give up, or do you have that one last boom and dynamite? That's exactly how it popped in my head as soon as I saw the chemistry, was boom, dynamite. It's almost like you hit a dynamite spike, but you didn't. It was just like flint. There it is. You hit some flint, and the flint sparked something, which then shot up through the cavern, and boom, 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 boom. And all the ground got blown up because of what you hit, because it created a spark, and there was something in the air that only was in that part of the room that you hadn't gone in. So also, that's also divine protection, which I spoke to heavily in this reading. These horses represent to me divine protection, divine guidance, divine. Had you taken another step, you would have walked into a room where the air would have been difficult for you to breathe in. Had you taken another step, had you not sparked the flint, that room would not have ignited. Meaning that you would have had to manually go in and do the work yourself in that room, meaning digging out all of that cavern to get all of the jewels and stuff that just failed now. It's all just exposed and fallen on the ground for you to pick up. You get to enjoy the rewards, and all because you allowed yourself to get to that point. And I know, I get it, Scorpio. It's like, ugh. But because you were there and you're just like, ugh, I just got one more in me. Boom. Dynamite. That was what you were. That is literally what the universe was waiting for, is that last jolt of energy that you put into that boom. And that is what creates the chemistry needed to push you through that breaking point and get exactly what you were looking for. You needed to be pushed to that limit. And I know, Scorpios, I am someone who truly, especially now in my life, I am truly learning to believe that life doesn't have to be stressful and anxiousness and worry and exhaustion. It doesn't have to be that. And I believe it, and I trust in it, and I know it to be true. And I'm telling you, it doesn't. But I'm also telling you that sometimes to get to that easy streets, you had to first build the discipline to be able to maintain. Because walking into a room full of jewels and you have to now carry all of that by yourself is taxing. But because you knew what you were looking for and you were clear about it, you didn't come by yourself. You have a team with you now. And you and your team brought tools and brought equipment and brought everything you needed to be successful in this cave. And yes, you guys were so close to that point where you were almost like, we haven't found anything. We've been investing into this thing, and it's not, I'm not making any money off of it. It's just not, I don't know if I should keep doing it. I don't know if boom, dynamite. It just changes like overnight. It just changes like overnight. And now the joy, the happiness, the excitement that you feel is unmatched. Because like I said, you hit it, and that one thing has so many, the amount of seeds you can get off of a sunflower, it's got to be at least somewhere between like 50 to 100 seeds on each flower. And those flowers don't ever grow by themselves. So that just tells you, wherever that point was that you hit, what is in this room now, plentiful. Plentiful. More than you even thought you would it exceeds what you even thought possible, because when divine steps in to help, when the divine comes in, our imagination it couldn't even touch it. It can't even touch the surface, Scorpio. Can't even touch the surface. So I am excited. I hope you guys are excited. It's almost our season. We're doing great. Let's finish out this Libra season with some joy and just embrace it and let it finish its way out. We are so close. October 24th is Scorpio season. October 24th. We're right there. We are so close. Okay. Please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that you can get more of these amazing Scorpio readings. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can book at abundantlei118@gmail.com, or I will also have a link for my pin site in the description below. You can go to my pin site. On all of my social media, I am Abundant Lei, not Abundant Lei 118, just Abundant Lei. So if you're trying to find me, you can find me that way as well. And as always, I love you guys. Be blessed and be a blessing. Mwah.